All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching his word in true sincerity. So as you can see, I just wanted to do this quick lesson on this article right here from RT that I was reading this morning. And it says, France warns Pentagon chief not to drag NATO into military action against Iran. And I'm gonna read the article, but it's pretty much just going into how these nations they see pretty much the BS that America is doing. All right, they don't want to go. They don't want to be forced to go into war to basically to take that L with you. All right, because they know that you're going to lose that war, and really there's no reason to go to war. It's just Esau. He's being a demon, causing these false flags, pushing that propaganda like Iran is a real threat when they're not even trying to do anything to us, so to speak. It's just Esau. He wants to be the devil that he is. He just wants to go over there and steal everything from them, to basically take over their country. All right, because he doesn't. He's never satisfied, as the scriptures say. He always got to be in everybody else's business and everybody else's country. And Iran is just one of the countries that he wanted to go into. All right, he's been trying to get in over there and go to war with them. He just hasn't had the proper reasons to go to war, and that's why you're seeing them lately. You've been mentioning different things or reasons, so called, why they should go to war with Iran. Yet, like the article mentioned, France, they're saying that they don't want to be dragged into that. Like, hey, man, that ain't my problem. That's your issue. We cool with them, basically. That's what they saying. They ain't trying to go to war. All them other nations that's part of NATO, they basically telling America like, nah, we ain't on your side. Pretty much, we ain't going to war with you. If you go to war, you on your own. You know, and that's exactly how the scriptures say it. Pretty much, all right. It's only gonna be America and Israel pretty much together, and then everybody else against them. And that's exactly how you see it playing out, which is further proving that the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is true, which we already know. All right. So I'm going to go into the article and then bring out some scriptures. So it says, the U.S. Defense Secretary is trying to internationalize the U.S. standoff with Iran by convincing NATO allies to help. France reportedly rebuked his advances, saying the alliance shouldn't be dragged into the war in the Gulf. Mark Esper is meeting his NATO counterparts in Brussels this week, attempting to bring NATO members onto Washington's side as its confrontation with Tehran is racketing up. Talking to reporters at NATO HQ on Thursday after a closed-door session, Esper said the other allies need to publicly condemn Iran's bad behavior, claiming this would help push events away from a military track. But there seems to be skepticism among Europeans about Washington's efforts to build a coalition to oppose Iran. During the meeting, Esper was warned by France not to involve the NATO alliance in any military mission in the Gulf, Reuters reported. Together with other European heavyweights like Berlin, Paris called on the U.S. to uphold the Iran nuclear accord, which the U.S. broke over a year ago in what may be seen as the trigger point of the ongoing escalation. So everybody's seeing that this is all America's fault. All right, they're not trying to keep things peaceful. They're not trying to be political about anything. You're just trying to push your agenda and force everybody to be on your side, pretty much, which is what the so-called white man does. All right, and nobody's buying it anymore. They're seeing through all the lies that you've told, and that you continue to tell. All your little weak false flags and all that other stuff. Everybody's seeing exactly for what it is. All right, it's you trying to push your agenda and make it seem like you need to go to war. All right, and make everybody join your side, and they don't want to. And continuing on, it says the Pentagon chief called on the allies to take part in maritime patrols in the Persian Gulf The patrols he believes would deter further attacks against oil tankers. Washington accused Iran of using limpet bombs to damage 6 tankers in 2 different incidents, but some European nations expressed doubt that the evidence and evidence the U.S. presented to make its case is conclusive. Yeah, so nobody's buying it. Your lies. All right, they seeing right through the lies that you always tell. All right, and nobody's joining your side because of that, man. They see that you basically you cause that false flag, and it's going to mention it. It says Iran rejected the accusations and implied the incidents were false flag operations meant to escalate tensions and justify the American military buildup in the Middle East. And that's exactly what it is. All right. Iran knows that you're trying to justify your military presence in the Middle East. You're trying to justify yourself going to war. And nobody's buying it. Of course, Iran and them not buying it yet. These European nations, they're not buying it, who are part of NATO, who are supposedly supposed to be your allies. All right, they're not buying it either, and they see clearly. It's clear as day to see that you're causing these false flags and you're trying to justify you going out there in the Middle East to start up war. And these other nations, they ain't gonna join you, man. All right, yeah, they been cool with you, up until this time. Yet they're not going to go to war with you, man. They're not going to be your ally and go into war, a war that you want to cause to happen or force to happen. They're going to come up against you, and you're going to see that slowly play out. Because what did they do? It said in the article they rebuked them, basically got on them, told them like, "No, man, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't going to war with you, man. All right, we not. That ain't our problem. We're cool with them, basically. We ain't going to war with them. Y'all do that." And that's like I said, that's part of the scriptures. These other nations, all these other nations, they're actually going to come against America, and you've seen it play out. But the first scripture I wanted to get is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Yeah, and in these they were at peace with you. They are at peace with you. What did America do? They had a meeting with them and they're trying to tell them, "Hey, come with me and let's go attack Iran." And what they say? No, we ain't doing that. You know, they're deceiving you, man. You thinking they at peace with you the whole time? They're just waiting for basically waiting for Yahweh Yahweh Shai to give them the green light, man. Because all these other nations, they're allied with each other, yet they don't care about America. They're actually going to come up against America. All right. And it says, "They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him." Yeah, and these nations, man, they're deceiving you, man. All right. They, like I said, they've been playing cool with you, but what have they been doing the whole time? They've been building up their military, all right, being allied with the other nations who are also going to come against you. You see Russia, they're capitalizing on the other nations hating America, giving them military, helping them out with their military and stuff, giving them weapons and other stuff like that. And why is all this happening, man? It's all happening because all these other nations are going to come up against America, man. It's only going to be you and those fake ass Jews out there in Israel, man. Those rats. Y'all going to be the only two together, and then it's going to be everybody else against y'all, and you're going to lose horribly. And it's all prophesied by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, that it would go down like this, and that's how we know the words to be true, man. We already believe in the words, yet Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is making it manifest. All right, he's making it well known that his words are true. Yeah, this is Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna start at 4. "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Yeah, Esau, his spirit isn't right, man. That's why he's out there trying to cause mischief. All right, like it said in the article by the end, Iran They know exactly what's going on. The reason they're doing all this propaganda and stuff is just to justify them going to war. And that's what is always that's every time that America went to war, they always caused false flags and stuff to go down just so they could justify their war. Now it's to the point to where nobody's buying it. Maybe the Babylonians will buy it out here in America, yet these other nations, these other countries, they're not buying it, man. They could see it clear as day that you're in the wrong. And they're not fit to be on your side when you try to go to war. They telling you they're gonna fall back, man. They ain't on your side. They ain't trying to do that. There's no reason to do that. Here it is. You broke your the Iran nuclear deal, and now you want to try to come up against them, saying they did this, they did that. Your so-called proof that you show is garbage. You know, like it was going into in the article, wasn't conclusive. All right. It didn't even show what you're trying to say. You don't have solid evidence, and that's exactly how the so-called white man always is, accusing things when you don't even have the solid evidence, man. You're just a liar, like the scriptures say. All right. Continuing on, it say, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's exactly the spirit that you have. You know, his desire is as hell. You want to bring death everywhere, and you cannot be satisfied. All right, and you don't keep at home. Here it is. You got all type of stuff going on in your own country. Yeah, what are you trying to do? Justify going to war with Iran just so you can go take over their country, take over their land. All right, you want to take over everything, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he ain't gonna allow you to do that, man. All right, you ain't gonna go. You're not gonna go over there in Iran and just take over thing, go to war with them and win. You think that your so-called the countries that you're so-called allied with, they're not even on your side. You thinking that you just gonna snap your fingers and then they gonna be right behind you going to war? No, they ain't doing that. All right, it's gonna be actually a complete opposite. They're gonna actually come up against you. All right, and they gonna join forces and nuke you. That's why if that Trump is so hesitant to go to war, he don't really want to do that. What is he trying to do before he make a military move? He trying to get backup, man. You don't have any backup, man. These other countries, they ain't on your side. All right, these other nations, they ain't trying to join you. All right, if anything, they coming against you. They just trying to make it seem like they at peace with you, but they really deceiving you the whole time, like the scripture said in Obadiah. And verse 6 says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is his, which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And these other nations, they're taking up a proverb against you, man. All right. They see that you're trying to cause mischief wherever you go, and then just bring them in the mix. Here it is, you starting all type of mess out there in Iran with Iran, and then you just gonna just call them up and say like, hey, this what happened, come help me, and you expect them to join you. No, man, that ain't how it work, man, and that's not how it's gonna work. They asking you what happened, how to go down, show us your proof, and then you show some bullshit. You don't got no type of evidence to back up what you're saying. That's why people in America are so damn simple, man. All right, they just believe anything being said to them, and you don't see none of this on the news out here in America in the regular news. You'll just see the false narrative that they push because they want you to have a certain mindset, basically so they could be justified in your mind as well going to war. If you were to sit here and watch all the news channels out here in America, you would actually be agreeing with Esau. And that's why most people do agree with him, because you just believe all the shit he tell you, man. All right. And these other alternative news. That's why he doesn't want them to be pushed on on mainstream or on the TV like that, because he would be exposed. Look at Iran. They said that he was the one trying to cause this false flag in order to justify war. And if people knew that, then they wouldn't be okay with going to war. Yet people are totally fine with it because they're simple and they believe anything, like the scriptures say. The simple belief of every word. And America has that thick clay that ain't going nowhere, man. That debt, it ain't going nowhere. All right. That was from from the jump, because the debt is like it's in over 23 trillion or so right now. All right. The number doesn't matter because it's just going to keep climbing up. All right. Verse 7 says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and await that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?" And that's exactly what's going to happen. They're rising up suddenly against you. Here it is. You thought that they would just be on your side, go to war, and just jump in there, no questions asked, and don't even ask for proof or nothing, and just go straight in with you. And that's not even happening, man. What's going to happen is they're going to suddenly just come up against you and be like, "Hey, man, you're just a demon, and we're going to go to war against you because you're the problem. It's not Iran. It's not this. It's not China. It's not that. The problem is you. You're the only one having problem with all these nations. How often do you hear about these other countries beefing with each other? It's really not as much. It's not as often as you hear America having issues with everybody. It's really America that has all the problems with everybody, and then try to get back up. And these other nations, they see that, and they're going to suddenly rise up against you, and they're starting to do that now. And you're going to be booties unto them, man. They're all going to come and attack you. All right, shoot missiles at you. So you want to go to war against Iran for no reason. Hey, all these other nations, they going to come up against you for a reason, man. And really, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai at the end of the day. And it says, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein." Yeah, and that's basically what's going to happen to you, man. Here it is. You of course, first and foremost, you came up against our people, just to establish America. You slaughtered our people, the blood that was spilled here, and all that. And on top of doing all the things that you did to our people, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you did the same thing to all the nations. And all these nations, they know that, and they never forgot. You think that they forgot about it, but they never forgot about it. All right, they just been at peace with you the whole time to deceive you, to until that point where they were able to actually come up against you and beat you. And now they're at that point. Now they have the military, the technology, all right, the weapons, all right, the allies. They're all going to come up against you, man, and America is going to lose, man. As much as people like to have faith in the American military and all this other stuff, America's going to lose in World War III. All right. Thus saith the scriptures, and thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Hey, so with that, I'm going to just wrap up right there. That was the main point. I just wanted to hit the article real quick. It's just showing you that these nations, they're not going to back up America when they go to war. It's only going to be the so-called Jews, or you rats, and America. Ain't going to be nobody else to have your back, man. NATO, which is supposed to be your ally, they're not going to join forces with you, man. They're going to come up against you along with all these other nations. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rukakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders again, a great millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there preaching this word in truth and sincerity. All right, Shalom.